You made it. Welcome back, everybody. SolidSol here, and today I want to talk about Starfield and the things that Starfield really needs to succeed, especially in this environment, and pretty much all the hate that it's been getting. I think a few of these changes would really make the game feel a little bit better to play and more immersive in my opinion. The game is still out in early access, and I'm sure there are some day one patches that are going to fix some optimization stuff, but it's not going to be changing what mods are going to be changing when they release the creation tools. So let's just go over some of my thoughts and opinions, and you guys have to let me know what you guys think that Starfield needs to make it a more fun and more enjoyable experience for people who are expecting more of a space game, when I fully expected that, or know that this game was just going to be Fallout, but a little bit of space and more fast traveling. Number one, I'd like a survival mode. Fallout games and Skyrim games have added a survival mode where food actually matters. A lot of people have been playing this game and realize that the food when you eat, you don't really generate that much health back. You get about a 5 or 3 depending on the item, and when you use the nutrition perk, which you have to level up to level 4 I believe, and that's when it starts showing some real effects and giving more use for the foods. But most survival games these days have a hunger and a thirst meter. I think since Bethesda wanted to go the route of exploration, adding the hunger and the thirst meter would have been way more beneficial than just keeping it as a little bit of a health boost with some persuasion properties or other random modifiers. This is more of a hardcore experience and I prefer that, but a lot of casual gamers probably won't pay too much mind to this, so the normal difficulties probably won't include these meters. On normal or survival mode, you can have these boons, and I think this will make the game a lot more enjoyable and make food more valuable, because food is fairly heavy. It's 0.5 pounds or so, whatever the metric is in Starfield. I actually don't know what they use, but having this would increase the immersiveness of this space travel game. The next thing that I think Starfield really needs is like a seamless load on certain areas, especially when it comes to on your ship or in a town. Mods obviously can fix this, because I know Skyrim and Fallout mods have already addressed this, and it's weird that Bethesda hasn't already tried doing this, but since the world is so vast, I think the load times would be pretty crazy, and the optimization probably wouldn't be there. Right now, even on early access, the optimization it's pretty mid. It's decent if you lower the render scaling and have things at medium or even high, and you download some mods for optimization or DLSS 2. But even so, I think this would be something to strive for instead of having things feel less immersive. I'd like to see if developers can make flying with your ship a little bit more immersive instead of having to open up menus all the time. Now, necessarily you don't really need to open up your menu every single time, but there are some cases where you are forced to open up your map and visit an area or scan things, and I like to be able to do everything while I'm on my pilot seat. The next important thing I think developers should add, especially for console players who aren't going to be able to get the mods as quickly, whereas PC players can probably just do this really soon within the next couple of days, is fast travel favorites. You have to go through every single planet and backtrack to the maps to go to the favorite city that you want to sell things at, and this can be fairly tedious and unimmersive. Since the UI feels a bit cluttery since there's so many planets, I think just having a bunch of favorites, probably so you could just have an option where you can essentially just fly to the city that you want and just sell things, so you don't have to waste too much time going into the different planet system, because I mean the planet system, it's not really that interesting to me in my opinion. I just prefer flying my ship off the planet, and I know this game does not do that, whereas other games like Star Citizen does that, and even No Man's Sky as well. So adding that would really help the flow of the game and not make it as mundane. The next thing I like is more enemies on planets, whether it be pirates landing to explore or hunt you down. Now you do have the bounty hunter perk where bounty hunters can attack you, but you'd have to choose that, and a lot of people probably didn't see that or choose that themselves because they wanted a more lax or immersive playthrough just by enjoying the story, because story does come first for Bethesda games, whether it be the side quests, not even the main storyline. But there's just not that much to do on planets. I think a lot of people haven't been enjoying the map so much because, one, there's not that much areas to explore. Usually the game will tell you on a planet that there's maybe a industrial complex or a cave or a small citizens settlement in those areas, but what a lot of people also don't know is that you have to explore the area more, and you'll find more caves, points of interest that don't show up on your map. I think there was one of the planets where I had landed on, I saw 2 areas, and I went to those 2 areas like, wow, that's it out of this entire planet. But I started walking around more and I found a bit more caves and some more structural things where I could loot, simple things like that. And adding enemies or more animals or more loot around the area would make it feel more satisfying. Search the plains, because without that, the game does feel a bit empty, especially on a no-life planet. So more pirates and more adventurers, just citizens that you'd find, or really brave souls that want to explore as much as you do. The planets do feel a bit dead, especially if there's no quests for you to do there. Sometimes a pirate will land and you can beat them up and steal their ship and things like that, or just a citizen, but there needs to be more of that. I haven't really encountered that too much, just maybe once or twice throughout the game, and I've played about 30 or 40 hours already. The cave system seems a bit bland too though, because it seems like there's only a couple caves so far throughout my playthrough. Let me know if I'm wrong though, but I've seen like maybe 3 variations, and I'm hoping that there will be more. There was a cave system for, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but the cave system for the Mantis, and that was really intricate, so hoping for more things like that in the future with Bethesda. But with mods coming for PC, I'm sure players are going to be able to make their own maps like that and make it more interesting for us. And the last thing that I really want is fairly simple. I want a compass and improved map. The map in this game is pretty much a joke. I know you can scan the planets when you want to see what materials are there, where to land your ship so you can farm the minerals and whatnot, but man, the topography when you actually land on the map, it's non-existent. I want to see the terrain, I want to see where the mountains are, I want to see if there's any water, all that good stuff, all the crazy stuff. The map itself is lazy, and I think the developers did that on purpose because they made so many freaking planets for you to try to explore, and it just doesn't make any sense to me, because having a map and a compass, which would really be nice actually, I'd like a compass, would be really helpful and more immersive to the game. Or maybe we have to buy the map from a vendor or find the map on the planet to update the topography of the map, because right now it's just a bunch of dots and it doesn't look good to me at all. In fact, it doesn't look realistic or futuristic for that matter. So adding a compass and an improved map, which I'm sure the modders will do maybe, because this actually, when you talk about making maps, it is fairly difficult because each planet is different, and maybe they're not going to be able to find a way to make it so detailed, but you didn't have to make it that detailed, and I suppose that's why they didn't do it, because each map was, each planet was a little bit differently generated. However, I still think that's a lousy excuse, and with the technology that they have, or maybe it's because it's in such a crap old engine, maybe that's why they couldn't do it, but I'd like something that would make it seem like I'm actually traversing a world instead of just a bunch of dots. So those are my thoughts on the video. These are the few things that I want in the future. These are things that Bethesda could possibly do, but knowing the modders, when they give out the creation tools, all the things that I said will be something that will come in the near future. So either Bethesda steps up or the modders will have to finish the game for them, and I'll showcase them on this video. So I want to talk more about Starfield. I've been really enjoying it a lot. I know there are things about this game that players don't like, but personally I expected this to be basically Fallout but in space. I did not expect this to be an exploration game like No Man's Sky or Star Citizen, where you fly around, explore the planetary systems. I expected this game to be talking to the Fallout, the Bethesda style NPCs, and the quest lines, and the stories, and the looting aspects of the old Bethesda single player experience, because I didn't play Fallout 76, and I wasn't going to play the Bethesda's Skyrim Online stuff, so I've been aching for a standard single-player game, and Starfield has delivered it for me, and I'm hoping the mods will make this game more immersive and a little bit more enjoyable for me personally. I've got about 30 hours on this game so far. I'm probably going to invest way more into it, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what else you guys would like to see on Starfield and what it needs, and I'll be making more videos on the mods and more discussion stuff. So thanks so much for watching. The box is going to play more Starfield and explore the space. Check out my streams too. I do stream on Twitch for the Starfield, so I'll see you guys there. Link is in the description. Bye bye. See you later.